So in establishing new businesses, and many times you need to think about not only the business itself, but what is the ongoing structure and funding model that will help enable business development, whether that's the creation of new ideas, whether it's about prioritizing these ideas, actually funding the business, or funding the ongoing development of the business. And so we often think about in 4 different dimensions for how business ideas get funded, developed, etc. The first is that when you think about identifying opportunities, oftentimes we think in terms of a corporate training team, that the training team is actually there to help engender in the organization the ability to call out new business ideas, new opportunities for growth, whether that's disruptive growth, whether that's new white space growth that could ultimately lead to disruptive opportunities, corporate training teams, other kinds of established groups within the organization that could really pursue deeply ideas that can lead to new opportunities is one way to think about how to create new growth. The second kind of team is a growth council. And really what a growth council is comprised of is both senior management and middle managers who are really tasked to lean forward, to look at opportunities that are brought to the table to be funded as new growth, and to use their experience to prioritize those opportunities and determine which ones are most likely going to be beneficial to the organization in the long run, leveraging off their core experience. The third type of funding mechanism is what we call an incubator, which is probably the most well known. And it's when you separate these organizations to create new growth, new businesses, you look at funding the business itself to help figure out the different pathways that are necessary to actually establish the ultimate business model. And so in being able to do that, an incubator is giving the organization not only the autonomy, but what we'd say the runway to figure out what's going to be the appropriate business model and to establish funding, just like a venture capital model, at the appropriate different stages at the early phases of business model, business plan design, to come up with the viable model that would actually be launched. And then finally, a corporate VC fund is as it sounds. It's really a fund that's focused on providing resources at a staged approach at the right gates based on measures and metrics that get evaluated and meet the hurdles to move forward to the next stage.